It's Brian Preston, the money guy.
This next question is from Isaac. Isaac says, I'm 32 years old. I've been paying down my student loans aggressively this year due to zero interest, right? I am viewing this as a guaranteed 5% return on my money. Am I thinking of this correctly? Also, I'm saving 25%. So I've been paying this down and it's a guaranteed 5% rate of return. So it seems like a no-brainer. That's probably something I should prioritize, right?
So I'm going to take one thing that you just said in his question. He's already saving 25, or investing 25%. I'm assuming that's all before he's now paying down the student loan debt.
Sure.
And
fair
remember,
assumption.
a lot of the backbone of our decision-making process is powered by the financial order of operations. Go to moneyguy.com/resources. You can download this too. And just going through this, you can see 1, 2, 3. I mean, 4, 5, 6. If we're saving over 25% of our income, we're already at hyperaccumulation.
Yep.
That's an incredible achievement for anybody, especially a 32-year-old. So now you have to ask yourself, okay, hyperaccumulation. This is where you think about bucket strategy. Do I have enough after-tax money, or is it all in retirement assets that are illiquid I can't get access to? And then when we get to 8. We have, that's the kids' college. That's where if you got big trips or something you want to go ahead and start saving for, a lake house down the road, you can consider in step 8. And then number 9 is low interest debt. So technically, I would say yes. I mean, I think you could consider paying down that student loan. There's nothing wrong with it. You are free to do that under the financial order of operations. However,
there we go.
I want to tell you what a unique time we live in. And 2 things. Bo said it on another question that we answered, is that even though you might have a pension or other things going on, you don't always count that against your asset allocation. So you're probably thinking, hey, and look, and in some ways this is at 32, I'm not going to fight you on it, but I would be more concerned if this was a 52-year-old asking me this question. You're looking this as your bond portion of your portfolio. I can just sense it. You think your student loan, when you pay it down,
Sure.
because the opportunity cost, it's probably 4 3/4 is his interest rate on there. But right now, student loans, they're not generating any interest. It's actually that your effective interest rate on that bond right now, or that student loan, is zero. Because the government, who knows if they're going to make you pay it back? I mean, because that's the risk I have, Isaac, and I think it's very noble you're paying it back. But I mean, student loan debt was supposed to have been deferred until September. You know, next month everybody was going to have to start paying student loan debt again. It was going to start accruing interest. Executive order, no, it's still not generating interest.
You know, here's what I struggle with. You're 30. First of all, let me go on record saying I agree with everything that Brian said. I want to say that I agree with everything. However,
Now you're going to disagree.
However, but not so fast. Little League Corso, college football season's here. What I think is interesting is that 32 years old, your dollars are so powerful. We know that for a 30-year-old, every $1 will turn into what? $23 by the time that they get to retirement age 65. So while you could take $1 and save 5 cents in interest, so I'm just doing 5%, or you could take that same dollar and between now and the time you retire, turn that $1 into $23. It's just so much more powerful. However, I agree with Brian. If you're doing the 25%, I'm not going to fight you. You're right. If you're doing all of those things, there's nothing wrong with prepaying it. There's nothing wrong with satisfying that student loan debt. But man, those soldiers are just so powerful.
So I'll throw out the life raft, is that I do think that you're hitting on something. Because my plan is if you retire traditionally, I'm talking about 55, 60, 65 years of age, the 25% works. If a 32-year-old thinks they're tapping out pre-50 or right at 50, you better be saving 40, 45%, right, if not even 50% of your income. Anybody who's considers themselves part of FIRE, financial independence, retire early, I do think Bo has a point. But if you're more traditional, you love what you do for a living, you're not trying to find the exit ramp as quickly, I'm not going to ever go after somebody who's saving 25%, because if you're not paying down student loans, I'm not going to fight him if he was planning a trip to Italy either. I mean,
Sure.
So it's your money to spend free and clear after you go through the checklist. and the point. But it is something you can keep in the back of your mind, is that every dollar you spend has an opportunity cost. And as you're the field general, just be very aware of that, so you can balance out the cost to fund ratio, as I call it.